Shadows of the Atlas Mountains. In a remote village nestled at the base of the majestic Atlas Mountains in Morocco, there existed an unsettling legend. The villagers whispered about a time when the mountains were alive with spirits, some benevolent, and others decidedly malicious. But none were as feared as the spirit of Selima, a woman who was said to have vanished mysteriously years ago. Selima was known for her beauty and kindness. She was a healer who would travel to neighboring villages, gathering herbs and remedies. However, one fateful evening, during a full moon, she ventured too far into the mountains in search of a rare flower said to bloom only on that night. She was never seen again. The villagers believed that Selima had been taken by the spirits of the mountains, and her disappearance left a deep scar in the community. Over time, strange occurrences began to unfold. Villagers reported hearing whispers in the wind, shadowy figures darting between trees at night, and a chilling laughter that echoed off the mountain cliffs. Years turned into decades, and the legend of Selima became a tale told around flickering lanterns. Most dismissed it as superstition, until a group of adventurous tourists arrived in the village. Intrigued by the stories, they decided to hike into the Atlas Mountains to seek the truth behind Selima's fate. Among the tourists was a young woman named Sophie, an avid photographer with a passion for folklore. She had heard the stories and felt a strange pull towards the mountains. Her friends warned her to be cautious, but Sophie's curiosity overshadowed their concern. As the group ascended the rocky paths, the sun dipped below the horizon, leaving a cloak of darkness over the land. The air grew heavy, and a thick fog enveloped them. Undeterred, Sophie pressed on, snapping photos of the haunting scenery. When they reached a clearing, the group decided to set up camp for the night. The atmosphere felt eerie, with a sense of being watched. As the fire crackled, the friends shared stories of local legends. Sophie couldn't help but share the tale of Selima and the spirits of the mountains. Her friends laughed it off, but Sophie sensed a shift in energy around them. That night, Sophie woke to a chilling sound, a haunting melody that drifted through the air. She got out of her tent, drawn to the sound, and ventured towards the trees. The fog thickened, obscuring her path, but the melody grew louder, almost coaxing her to follow. As she walked deeper into the woods, she felt a sudden chill run down her spine. The whispers began, soft at first, then growing louder, echoing her name. Sophie. Sophie. Heart racing, she turned to leave, but it was too late. The shadows seemed to close in around her, and she felt a presence, cold and foreboding. A figure emerged from the mist, an ethereal woman, with hollow eyes and a sorrowful expression. It was Selima. "Why have you come here?" Selima whispered, her voice a blend of sorrow and anger. "You are not meant to disturb the peace of the mountains." Sophie's heart pounded. I didn't mean to intrude. I wanted to know your story." Selima's gaze softened, but the darkness lingered. "My story is one of tragedy. I sought beauty in these mountains but found only despair. You, too, must decide your path carefully. The mountains hold secrets that can consume the unworthy." Suddenly, Sophie's friends began shouting her name, panic-lacing their voices. The spirit of Selima turned, her figure disappearing into the mist, leaving only a chill in the air. Rushing back to camp, Sophie found her friends huddled together, fear in their eyes. "We thought you were lost," they exclaimed. "We heard whispers, and something was moving in the fog." The group hurriedly packed their belongings, deciding not to spend another moment in the mountains. As they descended, the whispers faded, but Sophie couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Back in the village, they recounted their encounter, but most villagers simply nodded knowingly. "You have seen her," an elder said. "Selima does not welcome all. Respect her, and she may allow you to leave in peace." From that day forward, Sophie never doubted the stories she had heard. The mountains held their secrets tightly, and the spirit of Selima lingered, a guardian of the ancient tales intertwined with the land. The village learned to honor her memory, leaving offerings on the mountain trails, hoping to keep the restless spirit content, and to avoid the chilling shadows lurking in the fog. And so, the legend of Selamat continued, a haunting reminder that some mysteries are best left undisturbed.